Hello, it is Monday, April 27th. I just got out of the shower, just got back from work, getting ready to go do some stuff because I need to refill a couple things. I need some more pens because I keep losing them. I need some more water. Just a couple little things that I'm just running to the store for with a coworker. We both have tonight off, so that's really exciting. We are looking forward to having some time to ourselves because with these 12-hour nights we really haven't been able to do a whole lot else, which is fine. It's what we signed up for, but it'll be nice to have a little bit of time to just get stuff done. Last night was a busy night in my unit, very busy actually. My patient was doing very, very well. It was one of the first patients that I have seen come off of a vent and make big improvements. So that was really, really exciting. I have seen patients come off of vents, but they are mostly still in critical condition, just not as critical. So this patient was making huge improvements and it was really, really cool to see. So it gave me a little bit of hope. The rest of the unit, however, was kind of crazy. We had multiple situations where, in one instance, one patient had been making vast improvements and all of a sudden just started decompensating and couldn't maintain a oxygen sat or a blood pressure. And those things kind of work against each other because most patients, when they are ventilated and can't maintain an oxygen sat, there's something going on, and some of our treatments for that are to more heavily sedate them so that they are not fighting the vent, but then sedating them can drop their blood pressure, so you're kind of working against yourself. So that was, we were able to stabilize that patient, but it was a lot of work to give the drugs we needed to and then work to counteract the side effects. And there was a lot of discussion of what is the best course of action, what's the least detrimental thing we can do next. And that's what a lot of the conversation about fighting this virus is, because we know so little about it. So you kind of want to do the least amount of interventions to do the most good, because so much of what we do has drastic and devastating side effects, and we can treat them, but then there's more side effects. And so it's really a balancing act, because this virus is so unpredictable and so unknown that patients respond completely differently to the same treatments, and they can respond very differently than they have from other diseases that we've treated in the past. So there are so many unknowns that it's really, really scary. And it's scary. Bottom line. I think that was the most excitement. I mean, there were a couple other patients that very similar, just patients that appear to either be improving or at least be stable, just all of a sudden will drop a pressure, drop a sat, start fighting the vent for no apparent reason. And a lot of times we can't figure out why. We're just treating it without knowing the root cause, which makes it really difficult to treat. And also, once it's treated, we still have to kind of dig and figure it out. And because, once the sedatives wear off, you're gonna have the same problem. Or once the blood pressure medication, you try to take it off, you still have to figure out why the blood pressure was falling, or why it was skyrocketing, or why their heart rate was falling, or why it was skyrocketing, or so many things that are just unknown. But I was able to, have some conversations with some colleagues about, like, what do we know about this, and what are we doing? And the answer is, we know so little, and we're doing everything in our power, but it doesn't seem to be enough. This is such a scary, crazy disease that it's really, really unknown to us. And this is nurses, doctors, respiratory therapists, all sorts of levels of education and experience, having these conversations like, what is the best course of action? There is no proven treatment for this. Most of it is just treating the symptoms and treating the complications until the body can heal itself and get better. And how that's determined is completely unknown. So it makes it a really difficult thing. It's what makes it so scary, at least to me, kind of leading into this reopening of the country. I know that it needs to happen. I want it to happen. We need it to happen economically, socially, mentally. It needs to happen. I just hope that it happens at a good pace and that people are smart. I know there are so many people struggling right now because they can't, aside from the financial things, because I know financially people are just in ruins, but aside from that, there's the mental health issues, domestic violence, drug abuse, suicide, all these things that people can't seek the treatment and the help that they need, and people need to be able to do that. Even the socializing is, not being able to socialize is bad for your mental health, so I get it. But I also see how devastating this can be and how quickly it can go from, nothing, a cough, a cold, or no symptoms at all, to being nearly dead and fighting for your life, or being on the other end of a FaceTime call of a patient that's fighting for their life. And it's just so scary to me. I don't know what the right answer is. I just hope that everyone is smart and safe and take into account not only yourselves but those around you that don't have the ability to protect themselves. I'm really just hoping that I'm hoping I'm wrong about my thoughts on this, but from what I've seen, I don't think I am. And on that nice depressing note, I'm gonna head out and go to the store on this nice depressing, dreary, cold day in New York City. Good night.